Hello followers and welcome back to my Minecraft tutorial series, and this is episode 90, and in today's episode we're going to be building a cave spider farm slash trap, and I've got all the supplies we need to do that. So before we go ahead and get right into that, I guess we should take a look at what you're going to need. So obviously you're going to need a cave spider spawner, and you're going to have needed to shut it down with light and stuff like that, and you can find those obviously in the abandoned mine shafts. And you're going to need a bunch of equipment. I've just got 2 chests to store some stuff in. This is also useful to store string and spider eyes in. You're going to want some levers to power different things. I've brought 4 redstone lamps for lighting, just over a stack of redstone dust to help connect everything. You're going to need 1 iron bar, and that will come important later. A bunch of repeaters because we need to create a timer. You want some signs to help prevent water flow. Some building blocks are always good. You want some stone stairs, and I will explain a little bit about those in a while as well. You're going to need 2 sticky pistons for the crusher part of the trap. I've got some wood as always. Good idea to bring wood and some stone bricks to kind of pretty things up. And I've got some redstone torches and other little bits and pieces here which are going to be useful. So I'm going to head over to the trap location, and I'm going to set my stuff down, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so now that we've located our mob spawner here, this is our cave spider spawner. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a space around it which is a bit bigger so that we could actually work around building the trap here. Okay guys, so the next order of business is to build the spawning room, and we want to make it as efficient as we can make it. So in order to do that, we are going to make an 8x8 room, and the way you do that is bringing up the F3 coordinates. Well, the F3 screen, and then you can see that there are 3 coordinates on the left, X, Y, and Z, and below that we have F, and then it gives you a number depending on which way you're looking, and you have north, west, south, and east. So what we want to do is we want to go 4 blocks out from the spawner on the west and north directions, or F1 and F2, like this. Then after this we want to connect up the walls here, just like this. To take some torches out and make sure that you replace them, and on the other walls we want to go 3 out from the spawner, so like this. Again, make sure that torches are plenty present, I guess. And we'll have 3 blocks that way, and then we meet them up, and then we connect the remaining 2 walls either side, just like this. Oops. Bring that around, and then we remove the blocks, and we can take that down now. Remove the blocks in the spawning room, just like so. Now what we need to do is we need to dig below the spawner 2 blocks, and also continue to fill in the walls. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So, once complete, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. You've got 2 blocks below the spawner and then the floor, and we've got the finished walls here. So now what we want to do is we want to work on the ceiling of the spawn room. So we put a block on top of the spawner, and then another block, and then we come out and we start and form the roof here. And we do that all the way around the edge, so we can go up 1 more block. Oops. Down in a hole. Fill that in. And I can just bust my way around here. So we'll just run all the way around again. Just like this. And like that. And then we just need to connect up the roof here. We've got this part of the roof done. There we are. Nobody said it would be easy. It's quite a decent sized project in itself, this trap here. So we're going to continue on filling in the roof here. Bring this around, just like so. And we've just got the last half to do. I'm going to kind of save us a bit of time here and bring this out. Continue on, and you could save a couple of blocks by not doing the corners, but I just like to square it off. And we'll do the final side right here. May have to go in a little bit. There we go. Oops, that's gravel. So now we have a finished spawning room. Okay guys, so the next step is to place in some optional redstone lamps. You don't have to do this, but I highly recommend that you do, as it makes building the rest of the trap a little bit easier, and it gives you a way of turning it on and off. So in order to do this, all you need to do is stand in the corner, and then count in 3 blocks, then break a block, and you put a lamp in, and then we count in another 3, and you should end up with a very small square shape beginning to appear. So 1, 2, and then 3. And then 1, 2, and then, of course, 3. There we go. And now what we need to do is we need to go up on the roof. I've got a little staircase already prepared here. And we need to get some redstone out and hook up these with some redstone, and then just place down a lever and turn it on. So now what you'll be able to do is remove the torches in the spawn room, and no cave spiders will spawn in here while we work. Okay guys, so the next thing that we need to do is actually put down the water so that the cave spiders will flow to the front of the trap. So we're going to do that by placing water against this wall. This wall, by the way, is just the one near my crafting table. It makes the most sense. So a quick trick you can do is put down one water source block, leave a block, and then another one. Then you get an infinite spring, just like so. And you want to make sure that every block on the back wall has a water source block on it, so that you get this effect. And then what you want to do is you want to knock out the bottom 2 blocks here. Oops, and we'll get that back. And we also want some signs. So we'll knock the bottom 2 out here. Then what we want to do is put in some cobblestone stairs, or any type of stair of your choice, along the bottom here. And then you want to put some signs along like this. And I'm simply putting one sign on top of the other one, and we need to do this all the way across, and this just prevents the water flow from messing up. So you should have something that looks a little bit like that. So now to complete this, we need to dig out these 3 blocks and make sure that there is cobblestone either side, just like so. So now the spiders will be flushed around and through to here. Okay, so now we have a place to collect the spiders, but this is too close to the mob spawner, so we need to bring it further. So in order to do that, we are going to knock out the end block and replace it with some steps, and we're going to put in some blocks above the top, just like this. And we're going to have to dig out a little bit of an area here to actually work with. And put blocks either side, just like so here. And the spiders will travel up here. And we want to put a sign above the last water source block here. And then one above the stairs. And it begins to go out like that. We need to make sure as well that we have cobblestone above everything so the spiders don't spill out, of course. And we're going to bring this just a little bit further back here. But we obviously still want to remain within the spawner activation radius of 16 blocks. So I think that here should be good. So just going to replace the rest of these with cobblestone. And just water spilling everywhere, but that's okay. And we'll cover that up. So now we have a completed tunnel, and we can begin to work on the trap section. Okay guys, so the next step to all of this is preparing a place for the spiders to be collected up. So in order to do that, I've just knocked out the end block here that was on the top, and we want to go up 1 block and then up another block and put some iron bars down just like this. Okay guys, so now we're going to work on the first part of the redstone here, and I've just cleared out some space so that we can actually do this. And we're going to need firstly some blocks so we can place down the sticky pistons, and we want the sticky pistons to face into these 2 blocks right here. And then what we want to do is we want to get some cobblestone, which I put away in the chest. And we'll put that here with a lever on it. And then we want to wire down to the bottom piston here. So in order to do that, we just want a simple line of redstone here, which goes up to behind the lever there, so that when we flick on the lever, it's going to activate the bottom piston, and this raises up the spiders so that we can use this piston to crush them, which we're going to work on in a moment. So the next step to all of this is now going to be getting the timer in place so that when we flick this lever, the bottom piston goes up, then this one activates and it extends and it crushes the spiders until they're a one-punch kill. Or you can just toss a potion at them and kill them all at once. Okay guys, so now we're going to wire up the timer, and the way I've done this is I've created a simple layout here so that you can kind of watch me fill it in. I think that might be the best way of doing it. So behind the piston, what you need to do is go up 3 blocks, so go 1 block away from the piston and then go up 3 blocks, then put 4 on one side and 2 on the other side, and then on one of the sides behind that go across 3, and then fill all of that area in with the block of your choice. And also you want this block obviously right here when you went up 3, and then in the left corner behind that you want another block, and then diagonal to that you want your final block. So the first thing we're going to do is add our redstone torch, and this powers the top piston here, which is going to be the crusher piston. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to invert that, and the way we're going to do that is by putting a redstone torch there and a redstone repeater right here and another one in the corner, and we're going to add a redstone dust in between like so. Then we want to add a redstone dust in this corner here just like so, and then we want to have a lot of repeaters, so that's what I got these for. And it's kind of tricky here to do this with the low ceiling, so I'm going to knock this out a little bit. I thought I'd cleared out enough space, but apparently not. So here we go. Let's knock this out. You need plenty of space to build this, that's for sure. So we go along 4, then back for 3, and then it goes into this block and then around into this wire. Then we go across another 4 and then in another 3. Then we want to attach our wire to the end of these 2 repeaters, and that is the timer. So now it will not work yet though because we've not wired it up, but before we do that we need to set all of our repeaters to full delay. So just right click 3 times and you'll see that that little nub moves to the end, and we have to do that for all of these repeaters here. Okay guys, so now the final step is to wire up the input, and the way we do that is we put a block next to this redstone torch on the back, and then another one, then we just bring this up to where the redstone is for the lever, and then we just connect the 2 up like so. And it's really tricky with all the low ceilings. There we go. So now what should happen here is we should flick this lever, and then the top piston activates on the timer. As you can see, the repeaters are activating there until it retracts, and then the spiders will be one punch kill. And then to reset it, you just flick the lever back up again and you get the next batch of spiders, and it's as simple as that. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to test this thing. So in order to do that, we are going to want to have to turn the lights off, and instantly spiders, and you stand here. There we go. They'll start and clump up after we get a couple of them in here. There we go. As you can see, they're starting to clump up now at the top there. Perfect. So we've got an ideal test batch. So now what we need to do is flip the lever, suffocate some in there. There we are. And these guys are all one punch kill. We get the XP, and we also get the loot. And the way you get the loot is by standing in the corners of the trap. Just be very careful because they can nick you through the blocks. So to get the loot, you just stand in these 2 corners right here, and you will pick it up. And if you want to get rid of a load of them at once, then you can use a splash potion, and obviously like that, yep, they can nick you through the corner. So just be wary of that. and they seem to have changed quite a bit since they were last here. They couldn't get you before when you were stood on top like that. But what do you expect, hey? All that poison. So stand here for the best, safest place, and you can suffocate them. If they look as if they've flipped through, they haven't. It's just that they're having some trouble, and it's how they actually look. You get the loot here, and you just stand in the corners to get that. So, relatively simple stuff. This has been a cave spider trap tutorial. I hope you found it useful. Credit where credit's due. This design is Exuma's design from his cave spider tutorial in 1.2. Still works, and all I'm going to be working on with this now is kind of prettying up things in here and get an enchantment table down here, as this will function as a pretty good XP farm. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed and I hope you found it useful. Next episode we are going to be moving into Minecraft 1.7, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the menus and options that Minecraft 1.7 has. So until next time guys, see you later and have a good day. Okay guys, I'm back, and the reason I'm back is I came up with a quick fix for that poison problem that we were just experiencing. Now, this is where the top piston is. I just made the floor at the same level as the top piston, and they don't poison you, and you just have to hop down in there once the spiders have been killed to collect the loot. So I'll show you how it works here real quick. There's the top piston. You punch them down for all their loot. It's like this. Then you just stand in here and collect the loot, and then you can reset it. So that's the quick fix guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.